Hello, everybody. Welcome to HEX Stakes Crypto's Babu Show. Of course, we had this big dip and we will talk about that, but we also have a lot going on. So, Patrick, what is planned for today?
Hello, everybody. Also from my side, hope everybody is fine out there. Nobody is going crazy because of this huge volatility we have right now. So, what are we going to talk about today? Of course, a bit of our 5555 tour about workshops because today we have the next workshops here in Salt Lake City, where we are currently, as you can see in our background, and much more to come.
Yeah, I have a couple of screen shares prepared for you. We're going to watch at Twitter. The first thing that I want to show you, though, because this is the most exciting thing for me right now in Hex, is our documentary trailer will air in about 1 hour. We will premiere that so you can be in the chat chatting with us, telling us how you like it. So I'm really excited for your feedback. Please bring everybody to that stream in 1 hour, to this premiere, and show it to everybody. You will
Yeah.
see why. It's a really good trailer.
Exactly. And when once you saw it, and if you're also liking the trailer as we do, please help us get the algorithm going and likes, comment, and share the link with others, and then we can bring the attention to Hex as Hex deserves.
Like, this is the most important thing. Of course, we are doing the workshop and they are great. I love it. We have the meetups. We meet Hexicans and talk awesome stories, and also the workshops, right? But all of that, what we are doing, does not matter at all if we do not scale, right? So we need the clicks, we need the likes and subscribes, we need your help, guys, to make this thing go to $7. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the Hex price and how everything. Oh no, I have something else, because it is 3 o'clock now. Today at 4, so in 1 hour, when our premiere releases, also we have the workshop in Salt Lake City. People are excited for that. Look at this. Alchemist Jess, she will be there today, and she's like tweeting out all that stuff. I love that, guys. You also need to help us out, tweeting and retweeting all those schedules that we have here. The dates are fixed. If you see your city on there, please comment or bring all your friends and family.
Yes, it's always great to hang out with the Hexicans.
Yesterday was such an amazing story. So we had this casual meetup, right?
Yeah.
And about 2 weeks ago, so we met Hex 19. All right, awesome story. We had him in our interview as well. And just yesterday, we were at the meetup, and somebody, a woman, was telling me about her staking letter, and I was thinking, no, I know that staking letter. Are you the daughter of Hex 19? And she was like, yes. How do you know? And I said, like, I know everything about you. Your dad told me about you, your sister, and everything. It was amazing. So we will try to have her in the interview today as well.
Yeah, looking forward to the workshop.
But
Definitely.
now let's talk about the price,
Now
right?
let's
So
talk about the price.
this is the thumbnail that our producer chose for this stream today, and here you can see the blue arrow here is the 83% dip after big payday. And let me tell you guys, the price went down. I was staked and I did not care at all. Of course, this is a lie. I cared a lot. My heart was bleeding at this time. But just look what happened afterwards, Patrick.
Yeah, so after the big payday dip, which was a 86% drop, after only 6 weeks later, Hex did a new all-time high, corrected from there another time about 60%, and then in March we got the next new all-time high.
So the next thing that I've prepared for you guys, you already seen it, guys. Don't be like that guy. Don't sell your hex too early. He's regretting it so much. Like, he sold in April even, right? Like,
Yeah.
even before big payday, guys. Don't do that. Stake long,
So in
stake
April
early,
last year.
so you protect yourself from doing so. And like, I'm so lucky that I staked on long from the beginning. And then when there were dips and I got scared, because I was a noob as well once, right? And I sold as well. Of course, it helped me a lot to get rid of my debt, but I'm luckily that I staked 90% of my hex, and now I can only screw up 10%. So guys, don't be this guy and sell your hex too early. And as I understood, because all the selling going on, right now we have one less super shark. Isn't that amazing?
We have one less super shark.
Yeah, that's what it says right here.
Ah, nice. Cool. I didn't get this information. There is so much going on here with our tour and so on. Every day is getting busy and busy. We drive a lot of miles actually. So, for example, tomorrow we go to Denver from here, from Salt Lake City. It's also an 8 hour drive. And then by next week, we are meeting up with Maddie. So, shout out to Maddie as well. And he will join the 5555 tour as well with his car, and we will meet him in St. Louis by, yeah, in 1 week we are already in St. Louis, which is about 1,500 miles away from here or
Patrick, it's
something.
great that you are talking about what is going on. Like, look at the screen share right now. It's our calendar, and it's packed full of live streams, of workshops, of casual meetups, and so on. And this is only the thing that matters to Patrick and I. Our team has a calendar as well, and you guys, there's so much going on every single day. So, what are we doing today? We are doing the live stream right now. At 4 o'clock, there's the workshop already, and then dinner at where do we dinner?
Yeah, Hex Vision has a reservation for us for dinner.
Hex Vision. What an awesome guy.
Yeah.
So a little side story before we start talking about price, right? And all the dumping. So Patrick and I, we are doing all of that for the first time in our life, and we are really inexperienced. So let me show you what I have here. A lot of merch, for example. You guys know my cards already, right? My business cards. We got 10,000 pieces of that. Now we have 2 boxes, really small. The most thing that we have, though, are those pens, guys. We have 10,000 pens. We had no idea how many boxes that were. And then now our car is totally filled, all right?
So they are with the Hex logo and hex.com in classical black and white design.
And then for our workshops, we have little cards like this. Only one box, 10,000 pieces as well. So this is no problem at all. Where the problem comes into is we need to put the seed phrases after the people have written them down into an envelope, right? We have 10,000 of that as well. And the whole car is filled with only white envelopes. It's crazy. So yesterday, Hex Vision, and I think he's from Reno or something like that, right?
Sorry, I don't
He
know
came
exactly.
here with his car just to help us to ship everything back to Las Vegas. Like all those boxes now, we can bring them back. We have an empty car from today on, and it will be great. I cannot wait. It just shows how much inexperienced we are, because we just thought, let's get 10,000 of everything, and now we really have to bring all of that out. So just a little side story. And you guys have seen our calendar, and Patrick, now let's see what you have prepared for us, the screen share.
Yeah, sure. So let's just bring up the screen share. Yeah, there it is. So first of all, let's look at the long-term chart, the long-term weekly chart you find at uniswap.hex.vision. Right now, there is no liquidity there anymore, but with this chart, everything started. And that's why I like to look for the big picture at this chart, because here we see like the whole history of Hex. And when we have a look, we see that here in the beginning, in the first months, we had a over 80% drop. Then in the basically in the third month, here another 70% drop. Then during the summer last year, another 68% drop. Then the huge drop because of big payday, 86%. Few weeks later, new all-time high, another times the 70% dip, and then few weeks later, here in beginning of April, it wasn't in March, the next all-time high, and then we I guess this here is also a 50% dip. Let's measure it. Why not? So from this all-time high to this point, okay, nearly 50, 40, 45. And also here we had a little flash crash in only 2 days. I guess it was only 2 days. We had 64% correction. And now let's look at the uh, correction we have going on right now. We are right now at about 46, 47% correction. And how far can it go? As you see in the past, it was not only once that we had more than 60% correction. So it's definitely possible that we maybe touch even the 20-cent line, or have a wick under the 20-cent line. Yeah, let's have a look. So that's possible. And now we go in the trading view chart here, in the 4 hour chart, where we have like the the most current picture, so the last couple of weeks. And here we saw this huge run up from 17 cents up to 52 nearly. And then we continued with the sideways channel, and now the upwards trend broke to the downside. And uh, yes, let's have a look. Maybe we go down to 22 cent. Maybe we have a double button here, and we're good. How does it look in the daily chart? I guess it looks like the same. Yeah, it would also look like a double button here. So maybe that's it. Maybe we go down, but as just continue with our crypto Sparbook strategy, never all in, never all out. Then you are always having liquidity left where you can get a better average price.
And also, how much of your hex should be staked? You are always saying 20, 80%, right? 20 liquid, 80% long-term
No,
staking.
the other way around.
Okay, the other way around. Okay,
80% long-term staking
yes,
and 20%
this is
liquid.
what I meant. So I'm a little bit different. I do 90% long-term staking and only 10% short. Like people are different, right?
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to show you right now, we have the weekend again, and as soon as the weekend starts, the whey prices are going down as well. Let me refresh here. Here was 58. It's already spiked a little bit back up to 66, but right now it's still $50 too much, but still you're not paying like crazy fees if you go into the market right now.
So, Patrick, I was asking the people to ask their questions, right?
Sure.
And Melissa Kristen is saying, Deep Link not supported, MetaMask not allowing me to stake. And this is actually why we choose Staker.app, right? So, what could you give her for an advice?
Sorry, bring down the screen share. So I didn't get the question.
So
What
she's
she
saying
cannot stake with?
deep link not supported. I do not know what that means, but I do know that MetaMask sucks. And you need to know your MetaMask in order to do transactions on the blockchain. Staker app is so much easier to use. So my advice to Melissa would be, well, get a Staker app wallet and maybe send your hex there to stake.
Yeah, it's definitely more convenient, more easy to use. You have customer support, you have no stuck transaction, and the Staker app team is here for the long run.
So she's saying, I just tried to stake it, won't connect. So yeah, you have to figure out where the MetaMask problem is. I have no idea from so far, like from this point on, but I know for sure if you use staker.app, such thing would not happen. If you want to stake on Stake app, you always can.
That's true, yeah. And to solve your problem, usually if you go to go.hex.com, there should be a pop up of connect your MetaMask.
And also, people are trying to help her right now. Melissa, you could also go to hex.com Telegram chat, and also there are 1,000 other Hexicans chats, right? So you could ask your question there, but be always careful of scammers. People will try to help you, and then try to steal your money. So only ask people openly in the Telegram
Yeah.
chat, and then people can see what is going on.
Don't react to direct messages.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to say. So, how do we go from here? Do we have something else to screen share? I see a lot of tabs open.
I mean, what we can also do is show some recent sellers if you want to.
Wait, I have something really important here. Hex Monkey says, Staker app, no customer support, and this is not true. What is the customer support email address, Patrick?
Yeah, it's help@staker.app, or you can also write Steph on Telegram, but the main support email is help@staker.app.
Wow, awesome. So Melissa said that she was in a Telegram chat already, and the people told her to come here. Well, this is also a solution to ask your question directly to the Hex line. Good job. So Patrick, you have something prepared still, right?
Yeah, sure. So we can have a look at some recent dumping addresses. So just bring up the screen share again. And then I'm here at etherscan.io. I already pre-prepared the links. Here you see the address. We can also put it in the chat if you want to. But this one, for example, this is somebody who sold all of his hex. So all the 2.5 million or something like that he got. So this guy is out of the race. Nothing more to dump. You can see that here token just 17 cents, just 0.47 hex left in his wallet. So this guy is definitely out. Let's have a look at the next one. Here we have token transactions. Yeah, this is somebody who is currently dumping and still has about 2.84 million hex to dump, um, which is about 800,000 US dollars. So let's watch out for this guy. Maybe he dumps, or maybe he gets the value of hex, because with 2.84 million hex you can make about 25 to 28,000 hex if you stake just for a month.
Patrick, I see this is the last tab you have here, but it reminds me of something that you showed me a couple of days ago. It was a funny picture of somebody selling his hex and then buying in way
Yeah,
higher.
yeah, this was actually yesterday in our no, not yesterday, but at our last German live stream. We I got a picture where somebody sold at 28 cents and rebought at 32 cents.
I mean, it's stupid that he sold in the first place, but I admire his action that he bought it in again. So it would be way worse if you just wouldn't have bought it again. Of course, he lost a little bit of hex, but maybe now he stakes long term and then he should be good.
Yep. And here the last address I wanted to show you is this one. He is he's selling his hex back to ETH, always overpaying because he's just using the swap function of Etherscan and not a decentralized exchange aggregator like Matcha or 1inch. And he also has still about 6 million hex left in his wallet. And besides those two, there would be two more addresses who created like the first spike down, and those addresses I showed you right now were the reason for the second spike down. And also, besides those two here, there would be two more who have still a lot of hex to dump. The one would have about 11.8 million hex still, and the last one has about 120 million hex.
So what you just did, you were explaining what happened to the chart, and we have Bodenzone here, for example, and he was just asking exactly that. So Bodenzone, you got your answer. This is great. And hey, Patrick, man, I have Melissa here again, and she's saying thanks for the help. She fixed it.
Perfect.
She was able to do so. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so what else is going on? The chat is going crazy for sure.
Yeah, then bring our picture up again, not only Etherscan.
Yep, there it is.
So what do we have in the chat?
So guys, now would be the time for questions. If you have any questions regarding to our workshops, our US tour, maybe the charge or anything actually, just go ahead, ask, and then we will have a great show. We have about 40 minutes, right, before we have to leave and before the premiere of our trailer will start. So I'm so excited about all the feedback we will get from that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, we can bring up go.hex.com and have a look there a bit, like what explain the page a bit. That is like a question which comes up a lot of times.
Oh yeah, let's do that. And while you're opening up go.hex.com, oh, there it is already. We can answer this question here from David. Will you come back to Riverside?
Will we come back to Riverside? So right now we are driving away from Riverside. Riverside, for everybody who doesn't know, is near Los Angeles, or yeah, in California. And so far we haven't planned it, but after next year, the HEX conference, which is in the beginning of March, just check it out, hexconference.com, and we will be there as speakers. And after that, we would have still a couple of weeks left on our tourist visa. So maybe there's a chance to come back to Riverside as well, yes.
And somebody was just asking me, where is the location in Charlotte, for example? Great question. Unfortunately, I do not know because I can only do so much. We have our team for all of the organizations. So if you go to freedomtv.info, you have more information about our tour. I will just type it into the chat now, freedomtv.info. And then you scroll down, you go to the calendar, you can click on every destination and have the address if we have it so far. I think there are still some venues where we do not have addresses for our workshop.
Yes, so I guess for Charlotte we don't know yet, The thing is, most of the time we are in a Marriott only like when other Hexicans are hosting us. For example, like today from Hex Revision, then we are at a different venue, but most of the time we are in Marriott hotels.
Another great question I have here from Hex from Russ. Do you think the dip helps onboard no coiners since they don't feel like they are buying the top?
Um,
Well, I think
uh,
yes.
Maybe.
Well, what happens to me is right. We just lost a super shark. So what is happening here is that the money goes from the impatient to the patient. We know that already, and yeah, new people have a great opportunity when other people are exiting the market, right?
I mean, most of the time, most new people join no matter which cryptocurrency, always on the run up. And most of the people who come new to a coin buy this coin at the highest price at the time. And also, like each and everybody of us, or most of the Hex OGs as well, most of them bought on the first day and then experienced a near 90% drop in the first months of Hex. So for us, it was as well. So just bring up the screen share a bit. I mean, it is here the T share price in US dollars, but it's still comparable. So when you see here, the one T share at the first day was $30, and then just a month later we had 60 cents. So that's how much is that? That's like 98% drop.
Crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
So it was for us as well. A challenge in the first place because oh my god, what's wrong with Hex? You know, I thought it's finished code and really good fundamentals, which there are, you know, but people, you don't know like what the market decides. And even if people just got their Hex here in the first few days, they sold the shit out of the coin, and that's why we buttoned here. And this continues on and on and on, so we always have those corrections in the Hex price. So just keep dollar cost averaging in, never all out, and accumulate your bag that you decrease your average price.
I don't know about you guys, but like I said, I staked from the beginning, really, really long term, but I had no idea what is going on, right? Half a year later, I understood what T-shares are. And keep it on the graph there, Patrick. So you see all that price going down, even if it's a share price, you said it's good, comparable. And I had a hard time buying it if I had a crypto mindset, but I had not. I was just a fan of Richard Hart, and this is why I was feeling comfortable buying even when the price was going down. It was way harder than to see that the price is going up, and now I get less Hex every single day. So guys, those accumulation phases, they can go up and down. All that matters is that you accumulate for a long time. Do not only buy once, make several buy-ins in Hex. That's the best strategy. This is the crypto spar book strategy, actually.
Yeah, and here on go.hex.com, let's have a look at the daily data. So if you just click here on the logo and scroll down a bit, you see all of the past data, what happened in the Hex ecosystem. So you can see here the days. Right now we are at day 800, 684. If you go with mouse over, you see exactly from which time to which time. And here you can see the day payout total. So the total amount of Hex which gets paid out to the staker class. And the staker class, when you stake, you get T shares. So the whole staker class represents the T share total pool, which are those 11,051,000 T shares. And if you divide this number by the T share number, you get the payout per T share number. And here you see like the annualized APY. So we are still about 36, 37% APY because of our near 10% hex staking ratio. And we are about 5.7, 5.8 with the payout per T share.
Hmm. So Bodenson is saying, just today I want to introduce my best friend to get into Hex. Now they call me a snowball scammer. I'm a real Hexican, so I just bought more Hex. Awesome guy. And I have the same experience with my friends. Well, They cannot believe what is going on, so they are skeptical, which is okay. Patrick, Melissa is asking,
Yeah.
where can I find how much it costs to stake or end stake? Where does she see that?
The problem when it comes to staking and end staking are the Ethereum fees, and the Ethereum fees are way more volatile than even the hex price. So you can see those fees, the actual fees, what it is right now. If you go on etherscan.io/gas tracker, as you can see here, please, Mello, put it in the chat. And then you see here, when you want to do a swap, then it's the Uniswap swap price. And if you want to stake your hex, then it's about the ERC20 transfer price. And now I'm going to show you even a trick. So we go here at go.hex.com stake. First of all, I need to explain those numbers because most of the people mislead this here, the
Effective
effective
hex.
hex. So here, if you go mouse over of the question mark, you see effective hex is the stake amount in hex, so your principal plus the stake boni, only used for calculating the number of shares you receive. It has nothing to do with your projected payout. And let's say I want to stake 10,000 hex for 1 day. You see, I don't even get a lot of staking bonus because I only choose to stake 1 day. So just 0.066 hex. And then my effective hex stays at 10,000. And those 10,000 get divided by nearly 19,000. So this gives me 0.52 T shares. If I now increase my staking lengths, for example, to 1 year, I already get about, sorry, 1 year, yeah, I already get 20% of longer pays better bonus. So for each and every year you get 20% more until the 10-year mark. So if I go now, instead of a 1 year stake, to a 10-year stake, then you see I get 20,000 hex as a longer pays better bonus, which brings me effective hex of 30,000 hex divided by the current T share rate, brings me 1.58 T shares. So compared to 1 day, which is half of a T share, when I go for more than 10 years, I get 3x the amount of these T shares. And the maximum staking length is 5555. And now people are asking why it is still the same. So the staking boni are kept at the 10-year mark, but you can still go until the 15.2-year mark. But what's the advantage of that? The advantage is that you are keeping those 1.58 T shares for such a long amount of time. And people who are only staking till the 10-year mark, they will need to restake after 10 years, and they won't get more shares than before, actually way less. And if you're going from the get-go 15.2 years, the maximum staking length, you will keep those 1.58 T shares for 5 more years. And over time, the daily payout per T share will be more and more.
Patrick, you explained it brilliantly that you want to lock up your T-shirts as soon as possible in order to get as many as possible, right?
And for the longest amount of time possible,
Of
that you
course.
keep it for the longest time possible.
And why is that important? Because we have compounding interest in hex, right? Today, the daily payout per one T-shirt is about 6 hex. So in the future, this will be more. But if you want to harness more T-shirts per T-shirt in the future, you have to stake now. Because if you do it later, you get less T-shirts and you cannot fully appreciate those 100 hex per T-shirt, for example, in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Really important to do it now.
And then a last thing, I bring it up again. I wanted to show you, because when it comes to staking and end staking, you don't need to overpay when it comes to the fees. And now,
yes, I want to ask you to do exactly that.
Yeah.
So now you're opening up the MetaMask to show how much gas it would cost to start a stake, right?
Yes.
So it is
I
loading.
hope it's.
And
Oh
then
no! Here
afterwards,
is the. Here we go.
I want to tell you my story.
So here we see the estimated gas fee, which is here at $23. But here I can edit. So let's press edit. The gas limit. We don't touch the gas limit. Never touch the gas limit, or you only touch it to round it up. Never put it down, because if you put it down, you will get errors of out of gas and you lost your transaction fee. So only round it up. Maximum right here it's 79.5 thousand, and I can increase it, for example, just round it up to 80,000. But if you just leave it as it is, it's fine. And then here, max fee. I don't know why he wants 105 kwei from me if the current gas fees are here at 81. So I can manually put it down. And as I start a stake, or end staking is the same, you don't need to process this transaction within 10 minutes like it is when you want to exchange your USDC or your Ethereum into Hex, or the other way around. There you need to do it really fast. Here, when it comes to start stake and to end stake, you don't need to be that fast. So what you can do, you can manually put it down to between 50 and 70. So 50 is something which really takes maybe even days. 60 should go through in the next couple of hours, because right now we have the weekend. Right now you see 64, so maybe it's even done in 10 minutes because you're transacting now on the weekend. And you can even try 50. So when was it? Last weekend. Over the last weekend, I ended a stake, manually put it down to 50 gwei, and needed to wait 60 hours, but it went through.
You see, Patrick, I was cheap with my last stake. I wanted to end stake. I put it in 45 gwei, and it's now going on for 2 days, and it's trying to unstake, but
Yeah,
the
maybe
price of gwei
maybe
does just not go down.
yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
you see it. So today it's already going lower. Maybe tonight or in the night it will get processed.
Oh,
And you see it now by manually putting it down a bit. You see that the fees went down from about $25 to $15. It's still $15 too much, I know, but we have Pulse Chain in a few months.
all right, Patrick, this was for starting a stake, right? But how about ending a stake? Why does that cost more?
Ending a stake costs more because you need to.
The smart contract needs
Yeah,
to.
the smart contract needs to calculate your whole stake, and the more days needs to be calculated, the more processing power it needs, the more gas it's needed. And when it comes to the Ethereum network, it always goes gas multiplied by gwei are your fees. So the more gas you need to pay because you have staked so much days, this number will increase each and every day you're longer in a stake, yeah. And then it comes down to the gwei and it multiplies. So it's always beneficial, especially for long end stakes, that you manually keep the gwei down, or you just do it over the weekend where it's usually more down, and try to get it through with as less gwei as possible. My number currently at the current network conditions is 50 gwei. Abit tried it with 45. We will inform you next week if it went through.
Hey, not next week. Come on.
Of course, because
But
we having our next live stream next
okay,
week.
okay. I
I mean,
thought
you can
because you
tweet
thought
it.
it will
You
take
can
that
tweet
long.
it if you want. Tomorrow,
Yeah,
if it went through or not.
I hope it goes through tomorrow. So, Patrick, look how much you were explaining about doing that with the gray and so on. With Staker app, you just click one button and you don't even think about it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the reason why we choose to work with the Staker app team. They are doing a great job. Fireburn is a great developer. Steph as well, and he is also great when it comes to managing a team, building up customer support. And yeah, we are enjoying it to be able to create free smart wallets for all the new Hexicans on our workshops, and not a single person got hacked using the Stake app, guys.
So, let me ask you this. Plunder23 is saying, can we haggle with the end stake fee? And I guess he's asking, how much lower should he go? Like I put it down to 45 Gwei, and now I'm stuck for like 2 days and I'm waiting to end stake.
Yeah.
What is your recommendation like right now? What is your feeling? What should be a good Gwei?
I would say 50 to 60. So last weekend with 50, I also needed to wait till the weekend, but then it went through. I hope your transaction will go through as well with 45. That's like little more risky, risky, but little more speculation. And yeah, between 50 and 60, it should go through. We already saw it now during the live stream that the fees even went down a little bit under 60 already. So yes, 60 should definitely go through tonight, maybe 50 as well.
Well, what you can do, Patrick, is look into the private chat. Mello has just sent you a text message, and we have somebody in the chat. His name was Ivantus, and of course, our admins in the chat are really good. They covered that right away. And Ivanos was saying hex rug pull question mark. Like actually, the total
No, that the
opposite is going
liquidity is
on.
still there. So
The total opposite is going on. Besides, like we do not have a rug pull, we have a magic carpet ride. If you look at the chart, if you zoom out, this is just a magic carpet ride, man.
yeah, we can bring up the screen share as well, because what Mello told me is that one of the addresses I showed before is right now dumping on goes on here 11 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, dumping here 250,000, 250,000, here 300,000, and he's nearly done. 1.5 million hex left, and then he's done. Let's have a look what that makes to the price. We got a new lower low of under 27 cents right now. So I hope it's not because of me, because I said it's a possibility to go back down to 22. It's just what the history of the chart tells us, guys. So I'm always looking at my portfolio, looking at the price chart, and I just have it in mind that Hex can drop by 70%. And by doing that, I never get mad looking at the price.
So, Patrick, here is another question about gas fees. Claire Voyant is saying, what if you need to do another transaction during the same time frame, say the next few days? I'm not sure you can do another transaction with the same wallet before the transaction before is completed.
Yeah, that's true. You cannot create a queue in the MetaMask. It's always like one by one by one by one. So for example, if somebody has a short-term stake and a long-term stake running out, then at first end the short-term stake with the current Gwei situation. It's like a little bit more, but then you're fast and you're done. Then you can restake your short-term stake at first, because the start stake is not that expensive, and then as the last action you make the end stake of the long stake, where you manually put down the Gwei, and you have a 2 week grace period. So after your stake is complete with 100% progress, you have 2 weeks where you don't need to pay any penalties, any fees for being late. So the stake has at least 2 weekends to be processed.
Oh, there was another question. I think Melissa asked that. With what can you pay the fees with in MetaMask?
In MetaMask, you can only pay the fees with Ethereum. When it comes to the Staker app, though, there you can pay your fees in USDC, in ETH, or in Hex. And that's way more beneficial, because when you are onboarding new users to Hex, you don't necessarily want to explain each and every detail about the Ethereum blockchain. So with the Staker app, you can just show them how to get USDC, for example, over Coinbase, over Gemini, over Kraken, over Bitstamp, and then to send it to their new Staker app smart wallet address. And there they can do the swap into Hex, and they never need to touch the Ethereum, and they never need to touch ETH.
So easy to use Staker app and you use Hex. Here's another question about Staker app. Hex Monkey asks, in Staker app, when you look at global statistics, 12.1% APY is mentioned, although in Hex Vision they mention 37 APY. How come that difference?
The difference comes by when you look at the Staker app, it tells you how much got paid out in the last 30 days. And the percentage number you see are those payouts in the last 30 days uh accumulated for a year.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was just
like
out, man. Sorry.
okay, yeah. So how do you call that in English properly? I don't know actually.
Compounded?
Yeah, not it's not compounded. It's just like what got paid out in the last 30 days
Mm.
is this number, and this brings Hex at 12 point something percent per year,
Yeah.
and the APY is always showing the APY of the whole ecosystem. So the APY of an average weighted staker. So when it comes to Hex, we have about 65,000 active stakers who staked about 20 billion US dollars in the form of Hex for an average weighted duration of 5.7 years. And uh, the average staker is the 5.7-year staker, and this average staker gets a average APY of 37% per year.
And also, I think in the global data, it shows the payout for the last 30 days to
Yeah.
all the hexagons, right?
Yep. In the form of US dollars.
Yep. So, this was great.
Even if the payout is only in Hex, yeah, just to say. And our dumpster is nearly done. So we have 1.2 million left. I'm sure he wants to dump everything, yeah, today or tomorrow over this weekend.
So, Tommy
Yeah.
A is asking, is it a big whale dumping right now?
Nope.
Where was a guy with, there was a guy with 150 million hex that's been selling
Okay.
that last week.
Yeah. He sold last week some. He still has a lot of Hex liquid left, a lot of liquid Hex left in his wallet, and right now he's not dumping. What I know.
So Mello has just sent us another link. Let's see what that is. If Mello send us a link, it's most of the time really interesting. So Patrick could just open that up quick.
Yeah, yeah. What Mello showed me right now is the ah
Oh, here's something interesting. Toblerus is saying the average stake length and the daily payout are both 5.7. That's interesting, I think.
yeah, it's true.
Coincidence, though.
Coincidence, yeah. That has nothing to do with each other. And we can bring up the screen share, and here is the biggest dumper currently in Hex, but he is not dumping currently. It's already like from yesterday. You see here a day ago. And when we click here, we see he has still 122.5 million hex left. I mean, he has also 2 million USDC right now. So I mean, I don't know like who that is, yeah. But if I would have 2 million USDC, I would just stake my 122 million hex for a month, create 1.2 million hex per month for it, and with 2 million, I guess I can get along.
Well, the crazy thing is, Mello is saying it is exactly the guy that Toblerus was saying about.
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly the guy what he
No,
was
Tommy
talking
A,
about. Yeah, yeah,
actually.
I know. I knew like who he is talking about.
So Leonard Valentine is saying, but buy like crazy now, boys. The price won't go under 15 cents, and if it does, even better, we can buy more. So you just said, Patrick, that you think the button could be at like 22 cent, right?
Yeah, between those two lines actually. You brought it down.
And
So
I
bring
saw
it up
somebody,
again.
I'll bring it up again. I saw somebody saying something similar. He said, I'm waiting for 18 cents to buy in again. Well, of course, it's awesome if you catch a dip on 18 cents, but what is if the price goes never down that far? And then afterwards it pumps and it just leaves you behind. So guys, be cautious with that. Do not wait too long. Make several buys all the time, every time you have a chance, actually. That's the best strategy.
And now I want to show you why this window. So let's have this window maybe from 23 to 17, because here we had a new all-time high and a little correction, so maybe here is already stop, but definitely here in this zone down there where we had here the all-time high and here some volume um, retesting it. So down here definitely there will be the end. Maybe even here. So I don't know. I really don't know. That's why we continue to say never all in, never all out, and dollar cost averaging.
And I think Tommy A makes a cool point here. He says, I think the guy has another bag of 150 million hex coming out end of January. And I think he's talking about the chart of future market supply. You
Yeah.
can look at that chart and then you can think about, oh, okay, may this guy buy or sell, right? I mean, selling the stake, of course. And you could just click on it, find out about his address, go to Etherscan, look what he did before, and then maybe start your stakes accordingly, right? Or end your stakes accordingly. It'll be interesting to see if such thing really works out for somebody.
Yeah, right now I will just show you briefly like how to look something up. There are actually now two sites where you can do that. I still go like with the classic one here with backuphex.com, and here you can emulate each and every address. So right now the backuphex.com brings me up what this address has in it, and we see we have active stakes 9. We have a liquid balance of 122 million hex. We have total stake tax of 138.8 million with a total accrued interest of 167. We can, here is global daily payout per T share. Here is the accounts daily payout per T share. And we can see like from here to here it dropped for him. That's where he end staked, I would say. Yeah. And we can see when he has uh, another other stakes coming out. So and they here we go. So in about 100 days he gets out another 151 million hex of principal. So this runs another year. About 300 million hex he will get out in January next year. Yeah. Mouse over helps. 30th of January next year. Yes.
We have some trolls in the chat, but our admins are really, really good with shutting them down.
Yeah, and here you can see like how what the guy did. You know, when he started the stake here, day 39. Here even at day 4 stake, so pretty early guy. Um, has some stakes through the yeah through the years, you know, and we will see what he's doing. So right now he has about 2 million US dollars, you know, so maybe that's okay for him. And if he would stake his 122 million hex as a on a monthly base, he would generate 1.2 million hex per month only from that. So it would be smarter to just stake that short term. But if he wants to sell his whole bag, then he sold, guys, and then he's out, and then we can go on.
And then when we can go on, and what will happen and people stop selling, the price just rises and rises and rises. But now I would love to stop talking about the hex price.
Sure.
We have a lot of questions going on with the tour, for example. So guys, we have about 10 minutes left, maybe 9, to talk about our tour. Ask us every single question. And somebody's saying, with the 5,555 hex giveaway at every workshop, does the winner choose how long to stake?
The winner can do with his money whatever he wants to. So there are no obligations. No?
Yep.
Yeah. To our giveaway, and actually, from today on, we are also increasing our giveaways because thanks to the Hex community, somebody reached out to me and said, I also want to contribute to your onboarding address and for more giveaways. And now, from today on, actually, we have the first prize of 6,000 hex as a giveaway and a second prize of 2,000 hex as a giveaway.
And then also we give away T-shirts, we give away hats
and
all our
stickers
merch.
and flyers and
We have so much merch. It's
creating
crazy.
free smart wallets. So it's a lot of fun, and everything is free to attend what we do.
Maybe another question. It's not about our workshop, but it's really interesting though.
Mhm.
Tommy A is saying, is it worrying that some people have so large bags when liquidity is so low?
Not really, because when you look back at the big payday, liquidity was like a fifth of right now, and there were people having 300 million hex, 400 million hex, and they dumped it. So there was somebody after the big payday who dumped 300 million hex.
Patrick, Moon Cheese is saying, how do we participate on the giveaway?
Um,
Well, you have to
just
come to the
DM.
workshop. That's
Yeah,
the only thing,
yeah.
actually.
If but what is the question? Like how to get the giveaway? You need to be a newer Hexicans and no Hex OG. So if you are just came to Hex this year, you're qualified. If you have never heard about Hex, you're qualified only if you're already a long-term staker. If you're already an OG, then you are having your T-shares, you're having your uh, money engines already. So it's for newer and new Hexicans.
Um, just to get back to the liquidity thing. So somebody
Yes.
was asking, so low liquidity, how is it possible people cannot sell? Which is like totally the opposite is true,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like
mean,
we are selling like crazy,
yeah.
everybody.
I
The
mean, I
whales are
just
saying like
showed
crazy. Yeah.
you several transactions who are right now selling. You know, what's wrong with the people that they think like nobody can sell?
Yeah.
Everybody sells the shit out of Hex right now.
And the people in the chat were asking for a 4 cent hex price, 17 hex price, 18, 19. I saw it all. I don't know why it all got deleted. I'm sorry for that. The admins are really active. So, the next question.
Yes.
I just lost it.
You lost it. Okay.
Okay, here. When are you doing a tour in Germany? Greetings from Heidelberg.
Yeah, right now, Richard is about to tour through Europe. So we, our host, who is in the background of the Crypto Sparbook stream, he went already to meet Richard in Prague. He went to meet Richard in Zurich, even to Amsterdam. And what I know, there should be a Germany meetup as well in the next days, weeks, and he will be there for sure as well.
I will definitely go back to Germany, right? It's my home country. So you will see me there for sure in the future. But right now, we are in America and living our life, loving our life actually
Yeah,
with you guys.
definitely. So till end of March next year, we won't be in Europe. Maybe later next year.
All right. So, man, I cannot wait for the trailer to come out. I'm looking at the time like every minute. It is only 8 minutes and a trailer will be released. And maybe we can talk about that a little bit. Guys, watch that trailer, like it, subscribe, of course, show it to all your friends and family. But Patrick, you, of course, saw the trailer several times already. What
Yes.
is the most interesting part of the trailer for you?
Yeah, actually, everything about it. I like the whole trailer from the beginning to the end. In the beginning, with the music, with your voiceover, with the drone shots we have there, with the different locations which are in there. What we It's like a recap what we already did, and we already drove about 5,000 miles or something like that, or near 5,000 miles. So we already have a lot of footage to show, and our editor did a great job of bringing the best pieces together in a 3-minute video.
And the great thing is you can watch that video and see all the Hexicans, like OGs in the background, just sitting, Crypto Wins, for example. I was watching the trailer like thousands of times already, and then I looked a little bit close and I saw, hey, that's Crypto Wins. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
He came to our workshop like twice or so, right?
He was twice there, yeah, when we were on the at the west coast of America.
And the workshops, I don't know why it's like that, but it seems to be like an OG magnet. People, the OGs coming to the
Yeah.
workshops, we hang out with them before and afterwards.
Yeah, and sometimes the OGs are even like flying into to our workshops. So when we met some OGs in Boise, then some of them came in from the west coast, even flew in, and we had a great meetup there.
And like you see, we are in Salt Lake City. What is our next destination? I think it's
Denver,
Denver, right?
yes.
And after that, a really big hex celebrity will meet us. Maybe you guys can already guess who it is. He has a DeLorean. It is Matty Allin I'm talking about, of course. He's right now somewhere else in the world, but I think I can say it. He's in Ukraine to meet a beautiful girl. And in a couple of days, he will be with us on the road, and I cannot wait to see the DeLorean.
Yes, that's true. So what is the time? 5 minutes to go.
Oh wait, I got a good question
Yeah.
from before, right? It did not take long before somebody was asking about Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is coming out soon, and she was saying we will have all our P hex in the future, right? And I was just, it's correct what she says. She will have hex on the Pulse Chain, but it's not gonna be called P hex. What is its name, Patrick?
It's hex on the pulse chain.
And where do we find those E hex or those synonyms?
So after the fork, there will be hex on the Ethereum chain, hex on the Pulse chain, and you can also transact hex between the chains. So if you go on the Ethereum chain but want to have this hex on the Pulse chain, you put it in the bridge, and then you have those hex already on the Pulse chain, but those are e-hex. And then in the second step, you can transact those e-hex for hex on the Pulse chain. And that works the other way around as well. So you can also say, I want to have my hex more on the Ethereum blockchain. So you can put your hex from the Pulse chain into the bridge. What comes out on the Ethereum chain are p hex, and then you can change those p hex for hex on the Ethereum chain.
Really quick question, Patrick, because we have to go, unfortunately. You think same price for both hex?
Yes. So I think we have the fork. After the fork, we have a little time window where nothing is going on, because after the fork, there will be 1 or 2 days of no trading on the Pulse chain, because everything will come with a zero value. And after that, we start the trading on the Pulse chain. And what I think, the first price of hex on the Pulse chain will be mirrored from the Ethereum chain.
All right, guys. So Jerry Oaksmith is saying 5 minutes till trailer. So Mello, do me a favor and put in the link of the trailer that it's going on in 3 minutes into the chat. So we will now leave this live stream, and then guys, we meet again in a couple of minutes in the next trailer chat, right? And then you guys, please tell me all your feedback. I want to see noise. I want to see all the likes, and I want to see the chat going crazy. I'm so excited for that. I'm so proud what our director was able to do with the material, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to present the whole documentary. So there we go.
Yes, and to sum it up, we are still doing our tour. We are not going anywhere. We are still touring through the country, meeting old Hexicans, newer Hexicans, and also are enjoying ourselves by onboarding new people, even totally new people, even old people. It doesn't matter. With the Staker app, it's pretty easy to use. Everybody understands it, and we are looking forward. See you all in the trailer right now, and hopefully, I'm looking forward to see most of you in our coming tour workshops. Maybe you're like somewhere in the next workshops, or you maybe live in the East Coast, or everybody, let's meet at the Hex conference next year in March.
So somebody is already asking where to find that video. You just go to the Crypto Sparbo YouTube channel. You're watching our channel right now, and in 1 minute it will air. So Finbear is saying, after this, let's meet at Jenkins channel. I think this is really great. Watch our trailer, share it with everybody, and then go to Jenkins. Patrick and I unfortunately have to go to the workshop. It's not unfortunately. I am so excited for that. So guys, we have to leave now so we can prepare for the live trailer.
Yeah, see you soon. All the best.
See ya,
Goodbye.
bye.